Let's begin things today by talking about my updated power rankings and kind of do a check-in on the teams that have surprised us so far this year. We'll begin things with last night's victors, the Washington Commanders taking down the Cincinnati Bengals outright. And if you look at the early numbers, they have played like one of the best offenses in football so far this year. The Commanders entering last night were already above average in early down passing, early down rushing, and late down success rate, according to my numbers. Those are the key numbers I care about: early down EPA, late down success rate, to get a read on both explosiveness, but also can you convert when you need to late in the down. And again, the Commanders before last night were above average in all three of those categories. They're obviously even better than that right now. And if you look at just 2024 data, don't advise that necessarily, but they actually rank second in late down success rate after adjusting for schedule, with the 49ers being first in that category. So the offense has been amazing. And that's without a great offensive line or great pass catchers. They've got one really good pass catcher in Terry McLaurin, but beyond that, it's not great. So they've been really, really fun. They also have the worst defense by my numbers, the literal worst defense in football by my numbers, which keeps them from getting too high. But they're going to play in really fun games. That brings us to the rookie of the year market, where Jayden Daniels is plus 175 to win offensive rookie of the year at FanDuel Sportsbook. And I understand the interest here. I wanted to take it at plus 350 last week based on, again, the early down, late down numbers I was discussing earlier on. I couldn't quite pull the trigger because Daniels gets hit a lot, and I worry about the injury risk with him as a result of that. They do a better job last night of getting out of bounds, avoiding hits, and stuff like that. I do worry about the instincts popping back up again, though, and kind of getting him in rougher situations. So plus 175 is a fair number, but I am still a bit wary of it because I don't really know what the health outlook for Daniels will be given the way that he plays. I do think there is at least some consideration, though, to looking at the Commanders as a team in some futures, because NFC East has been underwhelming so far. Philadelphia seems to be having some turmoil once again. Dallas has not looked good through the first three games beyond that win in Cleveland. The Commanders plus 270 to make the playoffs right now. I'm tempted. I don't want to go there because, again, this defense stinks. They are legitimately horrendous. So that's my big concern with them, is that defense being what it is. But they've already got 2 wins in the bank, which means they're currently tied for the lead in the NFC East. The situation overall in the NFC East is not that great. So I at least gave it some consideration. I have not done this yet, again, primarily because of the defense, but Jayden Daniels has been amazing so far. The advanced numbers on this offense are sick. I'm at least tempted. Not going to get there yet, but I do think that if you're a bit higher in this defense, or if you want to let her rip and buy into Jayden Daniels, I think this is the way I would do so. Betting the Commanders to make the playoffs at plus 270 versus betting Daniels to be offensive rookie of the year at plus 175, just because there's a decent gap between those two numbers, and I kind of want more upside baked into the risk I'd be taking by investing in a guy who I do think has some pretty high injury risk.